Hi everyone, welcome back to another Cut Above with Chris. It is Tuesday, 5 o'clock in the afternoon. It is pistol rain today. It's been windy, it's been cold, it's been horrible. I've had to cancel the jobs for today as well. It's just driving me nuts, this weather this year. It's absolutely insane, the amount of rain we've had and crap weather and winds and everything else. It's just been absolutely horrible. And I'm really hoping for a bit of summer for sure. Anyway, that being said, I get to whip out this soap again, which I've used a few times now. Really enjoy this scent. And I love the performance of it. RazoRock, the Stallion, which was it was made by Joe from RazoRock for Anthony Esposito, the Stallion. So, it smells great. It is an oud scented cologne. It's just really nice, it really is. And it lathers up great, it's a great post-shave feel and works really well. Now, I'm going to be using the same brush that I used yesterday, which is really impressed with this brush. It is the West Coast Shaving. I can't remember I've spun out my head now. This is the latest range of brushes that they do. This one is the tie-dye. It is actually inscribed. You just can't see it. I can see it in person, but right here it's inscribed West Coast Shaving. It looks great. It's been intricately done. It's precise. There's no sort of dodgy marks or anything anywhere. The handle looks great. The actual dye itself for the cast is phenomenal. The colours is just popping in your face. It's brilliant, really impressed. And the knot, soft, it's dense, it's got great backbone and scrub, and it's got no scritch, so I cannot argue with the knot at all. So straight into the soap. I am going with the Shavette again. This will be shave number 10, so only 21 shaves to go from today, so that I can whip out my DE again. Now, I do have my panel interview on Thursday for the trans officers. So whether I do a Shavette shave, I don't know yet. I'm contemplating doing DE and going sort of staying safe, knowing that I'm going to get a great shave. But then sometimes that sort of philosophy backfires on you. I'm just going to dip the tips of it. I'm going to load this like you hear it, as the old Stallion would say. I sort of laughed because I seen a few photographs from the meetup. I'm assuming it was a Northeast meetup, whatever meetup it was, where they were all there, and Stallion was there, and there was a few other sort of big celebrities. I think Aaron Frudigari was there. I think that's how you pronounce your surname. Sorry mate if I got it wrong, if you ever watch this. Right, now that's what you call overloading the brush. Phenomenal. Right, let's wet my face first. Get a bit carried away. Hot water again, because it's freezing. I don't normally do this, but it's mainly because I forget to actually wipe all the suds off of the soap itself. It makes it a bit easier at the end to clean, and you're not wasting as much either. I can feel the slickness already, which is great. I'm looking forward to this. The scent on this soap, I just love oud. I absolutely love it. It's great, and I'm glad that I can use this RazoRock soap, because all the other ones I used, apart from one which was, I can't remember, the P160, I think it was P160, I reacted to quite badly. Just pause this a minute. And we're back. One of the dogs had thrown up. I've been away for a bit, so the lather's dried out a little bit. Just dipped the tips literally right there as I started talking. And you cannot argue with that. Well, you probably can. There'll be someone out there that could. Right, for RazoRock, I have tightened this up a little bit again because it was a bit loose. So it's tightened up. I've got the Kai blade in here for the second use on the same half. And let's just see how we go. Now, I noticed there was people actually use 2 on the front, 2 on the back, so I'm going to give that a go today. Now, one of the guys was asking, I actually prefer it just with the 2 fingers. One of the guys is asking why I use a DE. Sorry, a Shavette on my full shave, or most of the shave. And then switch to DE. And cover all the same areas again with the DE. To be honest, it's because I'm not quite getting close enough. With the Shavette. It could be down to the angle I'm using. If I'm brutally honest, I really don't know, but I don't get as close. I've got to go back again. With the Shavette, with the DE razor, and touch everything up. It's just the way it is, nothing I can do about it. Right, let's switch over to the left hand now. Now for some reason with the left hand I feel very comfortable in my cheek, round about my lips, on my chin, sort of under here, and then when I get here on this section, I just struggle like mad. Now you can do a little bit with this, you can put a bit of pressure on, I find, if you use a shallower angle. You don't have to, if you're at a steep angle with it, so if you're on your face and you've got that sort of angle, you are running the risk of cutting yourself, plucking hairs out, scraping the hairs off. The more you can get this thing sort of flush on your skin that way, as you're pulling it down, the smoother it is, and you can actually put a little bit of pressure on there to actually get closer though. I am still struggling with getting that close shave. Boys are watching Iron Man 2 today. They've been good today, they've came home, done the homework straight away. Right, let's see if we can have a bit of just this little bit right here. I don't know what it is or why I struggle. I'm just going to use my right hand. So that's the angle I'm looking for. I just can't find it with my left. Just can't get it at all, nowhere near it. Right, let's wet the face. This scent really fills up the bathroom, and I've picked it today because it's cold outside. It's a miserable day. It's a warming, lovely warming scent. But I've also picked it because it's a great scent for taking the shitty smell out of your badger brushes. This one isn't so bad now because I have worked on it for the past day. I've put quite a few lathers through it. Now I've lost 3 or 4 hairs from this brush and that's it. If I'm brutally honest, this feels as nice as my Manchurian white. my blonde badger. It feels absolutely beautiful in the face. It's got great density. It releases the lather. And it'll only get better with age. And not only that, you can get it in the sort of artisan styled, artisan made handles with the artisan sort of casts as well, the ones that are going around, the popular ones. There's cobalt, there's jade, tie-dye, there's the purple haze. This lather's insane. It is thick stuff, it really is. Right, now I watched the Stallion. I don't know how he did it actually. I really don't. He did the right hand on the right side from this direction. I'm sure he did. And then he did the left hand on his left side coming that direction. I don't know. I'm going to do what I usually do, which is right hand and then full left to right on my face. It's a bit different for the Stallion and Ruds because I've got a goatee, which for me makes it does make it easier. These are the difficult bits to shave, they really are. I'm not having a go at the guys because they're shit hot with straight razors, and no doubt they could shave whether they had the goatee or not. I don't know whether you guys can hear that rain. It has not really stopped for the past 2 days. Now, the blade feels a little bit rough. Which for me is quite surprising because the Kai blades normally for me on a DE razor get sharper, smoother the more I use them, so I was actually more excited about this shave with the Kai than I was with the first one. Right. Gillette Fat Boy for the neck today, for the cross the grain. Gillette stainless in there, setting 5. And this has worked a treat, so hopefully I'll get the same results. Oh yeah, lovely. Oh, I love the scent on this. Now for you guys out there that use incense sticks, oud, wood, it's a very commonly used scent in incense. So if you like incense sticks, generally there'll be a bit of wood in there, and that'll be one of the notes that a lot of people like. It's like a sweet wood. It's there's more than one type. But this one is absolutely spot on. And I have to say, the formula is great. Right, let's wet the face. Second pass done. Third lather. Well, like I say, I'm not sure who makes these knots. I'm not sure who actually turns the handles. I know they are, from what I'm aware, made by an artisan in the UK. I think. Pretty sure that's what I read somewhere. Just going to dip the tips a bit there. It's just a little bit dry. putting up an amazing lather, it really is. Right, left hand, from the right side of my face to the left. Now what sort of intrigues me with a straight razor is it's not a sharp. It's not a sharp edge like this. This is razor machine sharp. It doesn't get any sharper really when you think about it. Whereas a straight razor which has been honed by hand, stropped, it's not going to be that razor sharp feeling in your skin. If anything, to a lot of people it might not even feel like it's cutting sort of thing, it would be like it's just gliding over your skin with effortlessly. So it'll be interesting to when I eventually get one to get a bit of that feeling and see what it actually feels like. Like I say, they're not my thing. Even straights won't be, I'm telling you now, they won't be enough for a simple reason of adjustability and being able to do different things with it. This razor is essentially however many different types of razor blades are out there, that's how many different types of shaves you can get from this, including all the settings and everything else that comes with it. Straight's a straight. You know, yes, there's different types of grinds and oh, it's just lovely. And as I have been doing, because I'm enjoying it, breaking the brush in and I'm enjoying this soap, I'm going to lather up again, have a quick whisk over everything. Now, in all likelihood, this year I will probably partake in Movember, but we'll just wait and see. It has been a long time since I've done it. In fact, last time I did it, I think I was in the police, so it gives you a good idea. Right, I'm just going to knock this down to setting 3 and just tidy everything up and just enjoy this last little pass. Tell you what, it does get closer every time I shave though. I think it's partly down to the Shavette as well. What I do like about the Shavette, and I might actually keep it around for every shave, it's just right there, that little, when you bring it out under your nose, gets it every time. No messing about with the DE, pulling your nose about and doing all sorts. The Shavette allows you to get real close with those sort of scenarios, so empty the bowl out. splash of the cold water. Oh, beautiful. Right, I'm going to finish off now with some Thea's lavender warming scent. Doesn't really go with oud, but I'm going to use it anyway because it is a warming type of scent. Oh yeah, really nice scent on that lavender. It's very, very light, but you do get a nice smell of it. Right, I'll be back in a second. Alright, I'm back. I was going to use a sort of cheap, nasty cologne that I picked up from Bali when I was over there. It's called Gatsby, Modern Sophisticated Fragrance. Gives a cool and stylish personality. Urban Energy Cologne. That there, it's a plastic bottle. Picked these up, they were like 50 cents. 50 Australian cents. And they actually smell great and they'll last quite long. But I'm not going to go with that. I'm going to go with something which I don't have an oud scent. I don't have an oud scented soap splash or anything like that, so I'm going to go with something which gives me a bit of an idea of oud. It's got a warming scent and I just love it. Tobacco. Never tried the soap, but I will one day. So I'll get a good splash of that. I love the restrictor on the tobacco bottles as well, it doesn't pour heaps out. Right, here we go. Oh yeah. What a burn. Lovely jubbly. Right, so while that's drying in, I normally do this after my Theas, but while the whole thing's drying I just go with and I clean off. Now, for you guys out there, I've had the previous Stallion soap. The new labels are waterproof, I think. Yeah, waterproof. So I believe the previous one wasn't waterproof, so that's a big bonus for me. I hate things that aren't waterproof or water resistant at least. So that one is water resistant, which is great. Let's give the brush a good clean out now, and then we'll give it a good bit of a dry on the towel, and that'll be left overnight to dry. I have to say, the old tobacco hasn't half brought out the redness. Holy shit. It's actually still burning on my skin. It's not burning, but it's burning, if I'm honest. I just feel like it's burning. Must be getting soft in my old age. I've never had a problem with tobacco before. Just give you a little look at the tips on this before we actually dry it off. They're just a stunning little knot. 24mm silver tip. I don't know who makes it. It's a great knot. Soft, it's dense. I've noticed already, even with the short amount of use that I've had using the towel and things like that, drying it off and reusing it, it's starting to gel even more on the tips. I don't think it's going to be anything like my TGN Finest or my Morrison Fondren. Even my Tony Forsyth and my Samog Boja, they're both starting to get there. The ends are starting to hook. I mean, this is lovely. The tips on these are superb. I did have one here, just one stray hair in this whole knot, which looked like it had been put upside down. It was really thick. It's a bit like an ingrown hair root. When you pull an ingrown hair out of your face, you get that thick root. That was the thickness of this hair, and I just plucked it out. And since then, there's been nothing else in it. It just feels great on the face. It looks great. It's bloomed out beautifully. And the handle isn't going to be for everyone. This is bright pink in your face, and I love it. I think it's great. It goes really well with when you put it next to things like the wolf whiskers. But even in terms of that, I mean, this is a bright brush, this green one. It just blows it away with the in your face pink. Phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. Need to pull the wolf whiskers out again soon, I'm missing them. Anyway, that's me done and dusted. That burn has died away. I've had another great shave. I've had no nicks, cuts, weepers or creepers. I've got nothing. I didn't even get any down here. I used my right hand for this bit here. really happy, really am. Still not got the bug for the Shavette, but I'm getting better with it. I'm getting a technique with it now. I'm getting a bit of memory with it when I'm actually using it, and that's all I'm really looking for. I'm looking to get just a knowledge of how to use one, and if someone pops a question on asking about it, I'll have some sort of answer for them, hopefully. But other than that, thanks very much for tuning in. I don't think I've got anything else. Stay safe, drive safe, don't drink and drive, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Cheers.